Holly McNamara, she is an engineer. She's also a selectman in the town of Somerset, and she is heading up what I think is just could be incredible here.
Are you kidding? This would be the best thing
She's the
ever.
executive chair of Hyperloop, Massachusetts. Good morning, Holly.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's just such an exciting project. Honestly, when I hear about what this Hyperloop project is, I literally have a hard time believing it. Like, I literally...
It's like 7 minutes from here to Boston?
Roughly, yeah.
It's
door to door.
Crazy.
Sounds like science fiction. It sounds like something that would never happen in our lifetime. But when you think about it, if somebody was going to tell you when you were like 8, 10 years old that there's this internet thing.
Yeah.
Or like you could have even like phone conversations like on like FaceTime. That sounded like science fiction stuff too. So maybe this is real.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Tell us about what is Hyperloop.
And tell us the reality of it.
They're calling it broadband for people and broadband for cargo. It's an interesting way to put it, but it makes it more tangible, I think, and more easier to see, kind of wrap your head around. But it's basically high-speed rail 3 times as fast, faster than flight, can go up to 750 miles an hour. It's
faster than a plane.
Faster than a plane. It's actually half as fast as what supersonic travel was, supersonic flight. So that's been done. So people have traveled at faster speeds before and have succeeded. But this is a lot more economical. It's environmentally friendly. It's quiet. It's in a tube system. If you go to Hyperloop Massachusetts Facebook page, you can see there's a great video that Hyperloop One put out. It's a small tube system made up of pods that travel every 20 seconds. They go through the tube system to their destination.
Every 20 seconds. So you wouldn't even have to catch a train.
No,
it would just be like
schedule.
whenever.
Right. It's on demand. It's autonomous.
Wow.
It's absolutely incredible. And so the video on there really paints the picture well. It's cheaper to build than high-speed rail. It's approximately 2/3 the cost. It doesn't require electricity through the whole length. It just requires it at the end.
Is there anywhere in the world that they have this now?
They just finished building their full-scale test model, their test loop. They're calling it Dev Loop in Las Vegas. That's where their manufacturing test plant is.
Yeah.
So they just finished building it, and they're starting testing now. They have an agreement as well with Dubai. That's an active agreement for cargo. And so they're
be anxious to see how the testing goes.
Yeah, me too.
So you are proposing that we build this Hyperloop between Boston and where around here?
So the goal here, the keystone of our proposal is the south coast of Massachusetts. We chose it because we know it, and the country doesn't really know we exist. Who's that little blip on the map near the Cape?
Yeah,
so
right.
Since 1959, we haven't had direct access to Boston at all. And the South Coast Rail Initiative, they've been working on since '89, and I think now, we're looking to collaborate with Mass DOT and collaborate with the whole Commonwealth to bring that new technology to the state. But we're starting with the South Coast so that we can give that whole section of the state direct access that it's needed for so many years.
So you're not eyeing a particular site for the landing spot of this Hyperloop. I shouldn't say landing spot. It's not flight, but this like the equivalent of the train station would be.
So we're proposing Somerset because we have a significant amount of land available. We have, one dead and one dying power plant. We have a lot of waterfront land. We have deep water ports. We're across from Fall River. It's very well situated for this type of thing. But if we find out this summer that we win, what they will do is Hyperloop One will bring a feasibility study to us and determine
which is the best,
where it will go, and what the best thing is for everyone.
Now, let's just say, obviously, people around here are cynical for these kinds of things with good reason. We've heard about casinos, we've heard about South Coast Rail, and none of it ever happens.
Doesn't happen, yeah.
So let's just say that we get the green light on this. How long would it be until this is like a reality that we're actually boarding these pods and getting up to Boston in 7 minutes?
Well, if you look at Elon Musk's track record, it's pretty good. So I have faith in this. The executive chair of Hyperloop One is Shervin Pishavar. He was one of the first investors in Uber, amongst many other things. Very successful. They really don't waste any time, but they anticipate that if we do win this summer and run this feasibility study, they anticipate to have the 3 winners. There will be 3 of them, and hopefully we're one of them. 3 winners globally up and running by 2021.
2020. Wow, that's really fast.
Not bad, yeah.
4
I like
years?
the sound of that. Yeah. See, I like the sound of that. That's better than 7 to 10 years.
Why waste time, right?
I know. Let's get right to it.
It is so. I mean, Holly, I Like, I love you, but it just seems so unbelievable.
Well, might as well try, right? We have nothing to lose.
So if you're at a bank, and I've always loved this.
Yes.
And you put the money in the tube and you send it up.
Yes.
Sucks it in.
That's going to be us?
It's just like a P-tube. Yeah.
This is a dream come true.
It's very similar to a P-tube.
And so we won't have a window view or anything. We'll be enclosed.
Well, there's no time to see anything. You haven't seen anything.
Do we have to lay down? Do we have to stay flat? Like, how does that all work?
My mom said the same thing. Well, I can't look outside. I'm like, Mom, I don't think you want to look outside.
You get sick, right?
Going that fast.
Yeah, it's if you go to Hyperloop 1, it's actually hyperloop-1.com. That's the company that's putting this global challenge on. They have some really great renderings and images, and people can check that out too.
Can you just paint a picture, though? I think Christine's onto something there. Physically, how does it work? Do you sit in a chair like you would in a car, and then what does that do?
Lay down.
Oh, the
What do you do with a face? Like your
face is like this.
There'd be no more need for hydrofacials at Avalon. Nobody would have wrinkles. It'd go like this.
I know, it's true.
No, I mean it's similar to flight. When you take off, you build up speed, and I am an engineer, but I have had to force myself to remove the engineering hat for this because I want to know everything about everything, and there's just no time to do that. They're handling the engineering part. I'm not here to solve that problem, but it is pretty crazy.
And how high off the ground are these things? Because you would think that's kind of dangerous having something go that fast if it was low to the ground.
It's actually contained, so it's weather tight. It's interior, like it's inside a tube, so you can't.
Oh, right. You can't get in front of it.
Yeah, you can't get in front of it. It's all contained. The pods travel into the tube system, and the video on the Hyperloop Massachusetts page shows it well. You'll see, but basically, it's so hard with radio to describe. But so the pods, they're door to door, so they pick you up.
I think Gazelle was right now to picture the tube that you put the thing in at the drive-through
exactly right.
teller window, and that's pretty much what the picture. Only a big size of that.
And there's talk too of being able. This kind of blew my mind in April when we presented our thing at their mini conference. They talked about potentially being able to drive your car into the system, so you can shoot your car down.
Wow.
So
now we're talking.
No. Yeah. Also, I mean, this is just the beginning. What about like Boston or New York to California?
Absolutely. So our vision, Hyperloop Massachusetts' vision, is to bring this not only to the Commonwealth and to give these areas like Southcoast Mass, Western Mass, and other areas that don't have direct access to Boston.
That'd change traffic on the Cape, right?
Yeah. To the entire, we want to connect the entire East Coast. And so giving these areas access to the big cities. We don't want to connect Providence and Boston directly. That's not the goal. We're not competing with the Acela. It's a different system, just like the plane did not replace the train, did not replace the car. It's just a different system. So we're trying to give South Coast Mass, Western Mass, other areas of the country as well, access to the East Coast cities, and ourselves access to these cities up and down the entire coast eventually. But we have to start somewhere, so it's a smaller proof of concept.
This changes your lunch break now.
It does.
You could, oh my goodness, you could have lunch in the north end of Boston.
Kelly's roast beef
5 minutes.
there.
Go to Chinatown, bam.
Exactly.
That is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to overstate it, but if this really happens, this is like, would change the way America lives the way the railroad did.
Right. Right.
It's
crazy.
Incredible.
Mike, I'll be right back. I'm going to get fish tacos in California.
It's true. It's true.
Real quick, before we let you go, forget 4 years. That just to me seems so incredibly out there. Do you think, give me a percentage of a likelihood that we'll see this in our lifetime?
Oh, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm calling it an 11.
Yeah.
I have that much faith.
This is really exciting.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you came into the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Holly McNamara, she's a selectman at the town of Somerset. She's an engineer, and she's the executive chair of Hyperloop Massachusetts. How exciting is this?